You see, people actually don't care about negotiating. They only negotiate because they think it's fun. It's like a game, right? You see, they want to win. They want to see if they can get the price lower just so they can say they won. Think about it. This actually goes on in car dealerships. When a person comes to the dealership, they want to negotiate, yeah, because they want a better price, but they have this idea of if they get the price lower, they feel like they won. They get to go back and tell their friends, I got it for this much versus this much. But you see, when you take the idea of negotiating completely out the picture, you will never have to negotiate. You see, some artists never negotiate on their price because there's no such thing as negotiating. For example, think about you going to a grocery store, right? And you buy, let's say, a gallon of milk. When you go to the register, you don't think about trying to get that milk for less, even if it was a TV. So let's think about something more expensive. If you go to buy a $3,000 TV from a store, once you get to the register, you don't try to negotiate on the pricing. Even sometimes people may ask, can this be less expensive? And when you ask that question, if the person say no, then you simply just go ahead and make the purchase. You see, and this is the same thing artists should be doing in the art space, because you must understand that most people actually don't care about the price being lower. They just want the ideal of winning. However, when you remove the ideal of negotiating, everyone wins. Let's talk about it. By the way, my name is Jeroy Henry, and if you don't know by now, I help artists sell artwork online. And selling artwork online, the past 2 years, we sold over $2 million worth of artwork, which is something I'm extremely proud about. And yeah, with that being said, if you liking the value that I'm going to be sharing, then definitely leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel, where we're going to talk about a lot as far as how to sell work, getting in front of people, and getting people paying top dollar for those works. But with that being said, let's continue. So here's a quick trick I have my artists do to completely remove the idea of negotiating. My artists never ever negotiate with a buyer by saying these couple phrases to land the sale just about every single time. So with that being said, let's talk about it. You see, when you're in conversation with someone, they're in conversation because they're interested in the artwork. Now, no matter the artwork price, whether it's $1,000, $5,000, $500, $2,000, or $10,000, every single person will ask for you to lower the price. They're gonna want to negotiate. If it's $500, they're gonna say, hey, can you do $200? If it's $5,000, they're gonna ask, can you do $1,000? But what you want to do is completely remove the idea of them even having the ability to negotiate on the price. So here's the thing. First thing first, when you set a price, make sure that price is firm. This is the price. If it's $3,000, it's $3,000. You must be fixated on the price in your own mind. So that's the price. Now, let's say you fixate on the price. You know you want $3,000. You're not taking anything less than $3,000 for this artwork. Here's what you want to do second. So second, you want to have a secondary artwork to sell for people who can afford the original artwork. In this case, some of my artists would do hand embellished prints at a larger size, and these can range from anywhere from $300 all the way up to about $750. Some of my artists would do a smaller original of a similar artwork, but you want to have a secondary artwork to sell in case that person can afford the first artwork. Now, here's how this will work. When you get into conversation with someone, be expecting them to want to negotiate about the price. So they're going to ask you, can they do a lower price? Or they may just say the artwork is too expensive. You see, most of the time when people say your artwork is too expensive, they're hoping that you're going to counter that by saying, well, instead I can do this price. But you don't want to do that, right? So here's what you do instead. When you're in conversation, let's say someone say, hey Tim, I love the work, it's beautiful, but I just don't have $2,000 to spend on this artwork. In that case, here's what you want to do. You want to figure out how much they have to spend. And if you do this, you will close the sale. I repeat, you will close the sale every single time. So you want to ask them this specific question, word for word, exactly how I'm about to say it. You want to say, hey Tim, I would love to sell this artwork to you for less. However, I just cannot discount any of my artworks because I don't discount them due to me putting so much time, passion, and energy into creating these works. However, I definitely understand finances can be tight. If you don't mind me asking, and this is where it gets important, if you don't mind me asking, how much were you looking to spend? and just ask that question. Now you must ask it exactly how I just mentioned. I explain why. You see, when someone's asked for a discount or incentivized price, they're expecting you to say no, or you guys to start negotiating, and that's gonna cause you guys to bump heads. But the minute you end up saying, hey, I completely understand, it can be expensive, especially with everything going on right now. So then you lowering their guard at this point. Now you must say, if you don't mind me asking first. If you just say, I definitely understand it could be expensive, how much are you looking to spend? It comes off as salesy, and you do not want to be salesy. I repeat, you do not want to be salesy. Sales kill sales, right? So instead, you want to say, if you don't mind me asking. By the way, when you say this phrase, it automatically gives you permission to ask. Have you ever heard anyone say, if you don't mind me asking, and then they ask the question? At the end of the day, once they say, if you don't mind me asking, and they ask the question, everyone, I mean everyone, says, it's okay, yeah, what's your question? So then you want to mention, if you don't mind me asking, how much were you looking to spend? At this point, they're going to give you a counter number. So they may say the artwork is 2,000 and I was looking to spend maybe 1,000 or 700 or 600 or 1,500, whatever the number may be. In that case, you want to then present the alternative artwork. So instead, you would say, hey, as I mentioned, I cannot sell this artwork at that price. However, I have this other amazing artwork that I know you will love. It's going to fit your budget, as well as it's the same exact size as this original piece you was interested in. And then send over a picture of the new artwork. Notice, I did not mention the price of this new piece. I just told them it's a piece that's gonna fit their budget and they're gonna love it. Once you send it over, they will respond and say this, because this is the only thing they could possibly say here. They're gonna say, I love it, how much does it cost? And let me back up. The reason they're gonna say that I love it, because you told them that they're gonna love it. And it's just how the mind works. When you tell someone you're gonna love this, they're 9 times out of 10 going to love it. So you're gonna say, you're gonna love this piece, and send them over a photo of the piece. Now, they're gonna say they love it, and they're gonna once again ask, how much does it cost? And you wanna make sure this artwork fit their budget. So if their budget was $1,000, then you probably wanna sell an artwork for about 800. So you wanna find one of your artworks that fit the $800 budget. And you can say, this artwork here is $800, so it's a bit under your budget. How does that sound? And then they're gonna say, okay, that's perfect, and then they're gonna purchase the artwork. The alternative is that they don't purchase the artwork, and then they go with the original. So it's gonna sound. So it'll sound something like this. Nah, I don't really want that particular artwork, so I'll just stick to the original. And then they're gonna end up making a decision on the original. However, at the end of the day, when you follow this technique, you will never be negotiating on price. It's either they're gonna purchase the original piece for the price it's worth, or they're gonna purchase the new piece that's in their budget for the price it's worth. Right? And that's how you start to sell your artwork at these prices without negotiating. None of my artists negotiate on price. I don't recommend negotiating on price, because the minute you begin to negotiate on price, you will begin to devalue yourself as an artist. You're gonna lose respect as an artist. You're gonna devalue the artwork, and the next time they come to purchase an artwork from you, they're gonna look for another discount, and we do not want that happening. I hope you found this valuable. By the way, once again, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. I'm going to be sharing a ton of content here on this channel. My name is Gerald Henry. I'm the founder of Artist Rise, and the goal is for me to give you as much value as possible that you want to talk to me directly, and potentially working together so I can help you scale to really, really high numbers. With that being said, see you on the next video.